But here's the big problem that I have that, I want to talk about with you guys, if you're willing to kind of go there with me.
Sure. Yeah.
Is we hear this a lot. We hear trust the scientist. What does it mean to you guys? You guys are super. I follow you guys. I listen to you guys. I'm hoping that you'll treat me the same way you treated Professor Scott G. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding about that. I heard Dan go off the other day. Anyway.
Scott G took a hard right though, didn't he?
A hard left, I guess.
Yeah. Hard left. Yeah. Well, he's he's BFF with Kara Swisher and all. Anyway, I don't want to go there, but I do want to say you guys are educated people, right? So I say to you, listen to the scientists. We are the party of science. Trust the scientists. What is the coded message that's getting conveyed there? How would you interpret it?
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean when the coded?
What do you think it means when a politician says I trust the science, I follow the science, I'm the party of science? What is science being held up as when someone says trust the science?
Well, I mean, yeah.
In your opinion, there's no right or wrong answer.
It's a concrete standard of evidence. It's that's what I say all the time, and what we've lost because there are no objective media, news media companies anymore. It's like having your pinky on the pick guard of a guitar. It's a placeholder right there, so you know where all the strings are at all times without having to look. Right? It's a standard, I guess, under which.
Yeah, I only play the iPhone, so I'll take your word for it.
Right, but that's essentially what it is. When you say trust the science, the presumption is that the science is above reproach and above politics. When in fact that is not the case anymore. We know that very. I mean, not to get into some. I'm not a climate change denier, but they've made a lot of they've made a lot of statements over the last 50 years or so, most of which have been hyperbolic and absolute nonsense in some cases, right? I mean, you can see, you don't have to wait to see the evidence because we've already lived those 50 years. We know exactly whether or not their predictions were true. Yeah. And they're not.
Yeah. So that's the whole problem. People, so we've never lived in an age where the average person has so much technology, so much power, and power is technology. I had Michael Saylor, who's like the biggest proponent of Bitcoin in human history on my show. And he's like, money is power. And I'm like, you're unmarried, no kids. Like, what are you going to do with how many yachts can you water ski behind? And he's just like, money is power, and power is the ability to convert energy in a short amount of time to accomplish it. I'm like, are you forming a mercenary army? Like, what are you doing with it? And he's like, no, he's actually benevolent. He's starting a university. He actually already did, called Saylor Academy. It's free. He wants to give away 1 million bachelor's degrees in STEM, not in like, whatever, undersea poetry or whatever. But getting back to the question I asked you guys about science, what I think it's like, and I'm interested in you guys, especially with the military kind of background that you have, Dan, but when I hear trust the scientists, first of all, I don't know a single scientist who trusts scientists. In other words, it's not like I think you're a liar, you cheat on your wife or whatever. No, that's not my job. My job is to verify, not even to trust, because if you trust the scientists, we'd be flat Earth, we'd be Earth is the center of the universe. We would never have Einstein. And that's actually a demoralizing message to teach to my children. Same with climate change, which I believe in anthropogenic
for sure,
climate change.
I mean, that's obvious.
But if I tell my kids, I'm blessed to have kids. If I say to them, that's it, there's nothing you can do about it. I think back to, like, do you know what the number one problem on Wall Street, the power center of all economics back in 1800s, the late 1800s, you know what the number one problem was that thought to be crippling effect on the economy was back then?
Jews,
polio.
I mean, in Germany, it was Jews. To be honest, I'm not making it up. And that was
no. I know. But I'm saying Wall Street. The clue is Wall Street. It was horse shit.
Yeah,
it was horseshit. It was piling up. The brokers couldn't get in there. So, like, imagine you said, like, the way we're going to solve, the horseshit problem is we're going to, have horse diaper, whatever. It was, but no, what came along to solve that vexing, possibly existential was science, or it was technology. Right. And never have we lived in an age where so much technology is in the control of an ordinary person who has zero comprehension how it works. And therefore, when the words trust science is said, I fear personally, and I'm curious about you guys, I fear it means obey scientists.
Right. I mean, look, your job as a scientist is to question everything, right? And
everything.
I mean, it's we never make progress without that. Now, look, there's got to be some room for the possibility that at some point we arrive at the correct answer on certain things. But we still, for the work you do in cosmic or in the CMB in general, we still have no fucking idea what inflation really is, what happened there, why our universe in 1/32,000th of a second expanded way farther than it should have, and what the implications of that are, and all this stuff. I mean, and that's what makes the work you've done so impressive, to be honest.